Hello, friends of the podcast and people who stumble upon this randomly. I will cut straight to the chase. This is just a first version of this tutorial. It's very unpolished, but I hope it's easy to follow, easy to understand. I will use this session as a preparation for maybe more refined tutorial. And as things go, there will be a need to update things very soon. So this is why I don't really care about how this video is produced, but I just really want to communicate how I code with AI within Unreal Engine. And I want to show you my workflow because people have asked. And I think it's a really cool thing to share because as I explained on my podcast that you definitely should subscribe to, I completely, I lost my mind. This workflow gives me powers that I was dreaming to have for the last 2 years since I got into Unreal Engine. It gives me understanding, guidance. It writes code for me. It solves problems for me. I just never get stuck anymore. And this is such a incredible gift from, from sources that we may love to hate and hate to love, but that's what it is. We've got this incredible technology and we may as well make use of it. So yeah, the topic of today's presentation is AI coding tools in Unreal Engine. I will walk you through AI coding tools that I use. We will test them on Godot platform just because it's so lightweight, and I want to show you this workflow applied to a very basic situation. And don't worry, you don't need to know Godot and you don't need to even do this step. But I felt like it works so well with Godot that you should know about this and you should see how it works there before we go to Unreal. Of course, it works perfectly with Unreal as far as I can see. But it's a little bit more complex. So Godot will present this workflow in a more convenient way, I think. And then I'll tell you about my workflow that involves planning, documentation, Git commits, which is basically version control, execution, and audits. Now, workflow is changing, but it's pretty much it. And if you are a software programmer and if you're coding, and if you know more than I do, I would greatly appreciate if you could share information on what I'm doing wrong and what I should consider, because I know I'm not an expert in this. I've been just doing it for the last 2 weeks, and I'm at eve. I'm just completely mesmerized. I didn't find any shortcoming of this workflow, any weak point as of now, but I might be missing something. And if that's the case, please access this document. It will be shared in the video description. You will have comment rights and you can leave annotations or suggestions, and I will consider them and I will apply. So whoever comes later to this document, they can benefit from your suggestion, and we'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll move this to more robust place like GitHub, but I thought Google document might be very good for people who are just getting into this space and they want to get started. So Google document, I think it's like a easy entry point. Okay, I'm getting carried away with information that's maybe not crucial here. I want to talk to you about tools. At the center of all of it, I feel like are Gemini tools. I use Gemini because I use Google services that I pay for. So I pay for storage, and that comes with AI that Google very generously gives us to use. They are generous because they give it as a part of this bulk offer, but they're also very generous with tokens. So tokens are those information units that are being communicated back and forth when you use AI. Usually with tools like Codex from OpenAI or Claude from Anthropic, you get a very strict limits unless you've got more money than you need. And, or no, I said it wrong. I said it bad. If you have money to buy those premium plans, and if you're okay paying 200 euros or dollars monthly, um, that's great. If you still hit your limits, or if you don't want to pay so much, you need to be very strategic. I mean, I think you should be strategic anyway, but I feel like part of thinking economically about your spend is to embrace Gemini, because they are just really generous with usage. So basically, when you use Gemini, you can throw pretty much as much data at it and queries as you need, and it will just handle it. Where it's for Codex or Claude, you will be hitting those 5-hour limits, and you need to wait or pay more. That's the bottom line, basically. So Gemini CLI is my specific tool of choice. It works very neatly. This is how you install it. Now, I don't know how deep should I go into those little rabbit holes. But I will just guide you very quickly how to go about installing it. So you've got, I guess, install options. If you're a newbie, this might be still very overwhelming. They show you how to run it, how to install it, and it might be still quite tricky, not quite clear. What do I do? Where is my download icon? It doesn't quite work like that. It works from terminal. What I mean by that, it's running from that intimidating window that's part of your system. Okay, I'm using a Windows machine for this, and yeah, you can do all of this on a Mac, and you've got your terminal there as well. So open your terminal on a Mac, and you're gonna have this window. So what I ask you to do is, they want you to copy this, and they want you to paste it here and run it. Now, when you do it for the first time, it will return an error that I don't want to replicate here. But if that happens, just go to your AI tool of choice, like ChatGPT, or just open Gemini in a browser and say what you're trying to do. Say that you're trying to install Gemini with this code, with this line, and you get a particular message. So copy that message that will come out. If it's not what you're expecting, paste it into your Gemini and follow instructions there. I don't remember what it was exactly. I installed Gemini CLI on friends' computers, and I was always coming across this, and that's how I solved it. Copy this error, copy this line. Gemini will, or ChatGPT will understand what you're trying to do, and it will tell you what to do exactly. It will work. So once you install it, no, let's go there later. We're still talking about tools. So Gemini CLI runs from the terminal. There's also another nice, neat tool called Anti-Gravity from Google, and it's an IDE application that has a very nice UI. If you've never used this kind of software, it will take some getting used to. It looks like this. We can play intro here, but I won't right now. You can do it on your own. Maybe this will explain how to use it. Again, I don't want to go into those rabbit holes, but I will if there's a demand. It's useful not only because you can work on your project in a little bit different way, but you also, even though this is a Google product, you get some Claude credits within that package, which is kind of nuts, kind of neat. I don't think many people know about it, but when you use your Google AI, you also get to use some Claude AI within it. It's nice. It's really nice. Like I said, Google is very generous with those things. So these are my, this is like the first branch of tools that I use. Then we've got Codex. Codex comes from OpenAI, and it's a terminal tool, but it's also an app. I like both. Actually, lately, I use the app. So what you need to do is you need to install Codex if you want to use OpenAI. Okay, so I would say decide what tools you want to pay for, and I would say you will have to pay. You'll have to pay for some AI. I don't think there's a way around it at this point. Especially, like, I'm keeping in mind that you are at the level where, you wouldn't run your local LLM. I do, but I don't want to get into it right now. I wouldn't say my local LLM models are capable of coding with Unreal Engine. So I would say choose your tools of choice. My recommendation as a step one would be, pay for your Google services. They give a lot of great stuff for you to use, from storage to AI, and it's a nice little package there. If you want to pay for OpenAI, ChatGPT, and Codex, pay for that, or pay for Claude. So with Codex, you get this application. I work with it now most of the time. They have limits on usage, but to be honest, I don't really hit those limits so often. This is I don't know if they show those limits here. I don't think. It doesn't matter. Okay, so basically choose if you want to use Claude or Codex. Last month I've used Claude. This month I'm using Codex. I don't know what's going to happen next month. I was really happy with Claude, but I was using tokens super fast, and I had this limit where I basically had to stop working and I had to wait for more credits to come. With Codex, I hardly ever have that problem. That is to say, I work with GPT 5.4 most of the time, and there is now GPT 5.5, which is really, really good. It uses tokens really fast. I feel like I don't need that much power, which is, just better for me. I'm doing most of tasks with GPT 5.4, and it's quite good. If I get into a big trouble, I switch to 5.5 from GPT. Sorry, I'm throwing all those names. I hope you still follow. But usually I run cheaper models from OpenAI. So lastly, we go to Claude, which is, it's very well known, very capable solution. And it also runs from the terminal or through the app, which looks like Codex. And those tools are very similar. They have a similar look and feel and the same principles, I would say. And they are very competitive, right? Like OpenAI and Anthropic, they throw new features all the time for us to use, and from month to another, they just want to get you back, which is exactly what happens. Like I said, I've used Claude in March, and I've been using Codex in April and in May. Who knows? The last tool would be this. So sorry, step back. For Codex, you download it. And then from there, you can also install Codex CLI, which runs in the terminal. And for Claude Code, sorry, I'm losing the context. You install it, but you can also install just the terminal. Let me know if you need help with that. I will maybe add more links here. I don't want to waste your time right now. The last tool on the list is this. It's MCP. MCP stands for, it's like a protocol. It's a language through which your AI coding tool speaks to Unreal Engine. It's a way for those tools to communicate. So you can install it by going here. Wait, is it the right link? I think so. Oh, that's the one. Okay, this is the tool, and so here's the thing. Once you get your CLI ready, let's say you use your Gemini CLI, which I highly recommend. If you don't know how to go about installing Unreal MCP Bridge, just take this link and tell your CLI tool to install it. I'll show you how. Well, I will not actually install it because I have it. So I start my Gemini by typing Gemini into terminal. I'm now in a wrong directory. Like it's not my project directory, but whatever. I just want to show you this. So I would take this link and I would say, check if you can install this tool, but don't install it yet. So as you can see, I'm very conversational here because look, I'm not a programmer. I'm learning as I go. I learn my mistakes. There would be more technical way to phrase this. I just don't want it to execute any code. I don't want it to download anything. And if I phrase it like this, it's seemed to be doing the trick. So if I give it this, you will see you can access the web page, and you will evaluate it. And let's just say I gave it permission to look at the page. It's thinking. Okay, so I can agree to that too. Okay, I'm gonna stop it, but you can, once it evaluates it, for example, you can ask it questions also. Where to install it. You can ask it for advice. Is it a reputable tool? Is it safe? Ask it those things. Consider it as your assistant, and but basically get it installed. And also, once it gets installed, you can ask it, how do I get to use it? And it will actually take information from this web page, and it will guide you through how to actually get it running. That's what I did. I installed it, and I asked, okay, what do I do now? And it wrote to me, okay, go to your Unreal Engine and activate this plugin and restart, and then press the button. I'll show you that later. Okay, so I think that covers tools. Should I reiterate again? I would say if you're just starting, install Gemini CLI, and once you get it running in terminal, install your MCP bridge for Google Gemini CLI to communicate with Unreal Engine. I know it may sound really intimidating, but believe me, heavy lifting happens on a lower level. We are surfing on a higher level of understanding, and that's the best we can do if you're on the level that I'm at. Okay, so we have those things now installed, and like I said, I will show you how it works with Godot. So Godot is this cute, powerful, very capable game engine that's famously like 50 megabytes only, and you can make games with it. You should learn it. You should know how it works, how to do things manually, because it just will improve your understanding. I never got around doing it, but I, in fact, created a game with AI integrated. I had NPCs walking around. I could talk to them. It's a feature that I'm a sucker for, ability to walk in an open world and being able to chat with NPCs that will remember you. I really like that feature. So I created it in like a web browser first, then I created it in Godot, and lastly I created it in Unreal Engine, and all using AI tools and game engine. So I already installed Godot on this computer. That's my Godot. I'll create new project. It will ask me for location. So let's set it somewhere specific so we don't lose it. So it's in my documents, and I'm gonna call it demo game. Oh, demo game. I think we can keep it as it is. It's using Git for version control. You can see I mentioned Git commits here as well. It's very important. And we're gonna call this also game demo. Okay, create. So this is starting, and we see a familiar environment, right? We see, I think UI changed a little bit. It seems to be a little bit more, it's easier to comprehend. Yeah, you can move around. You've got your, yeah, looks familiar, but I wouldn't be able to just make a game manually moving directly from Unreal. And this is not what we are going to do, right? We're going to create a game with those AI tools. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my Gemini. I'm gonna open a new terminal, and I'm gonna go to my documents. The way how we do it is you type in cd, and then you paste the link of your folder, or you type it in. So that's how it's gonna look in my case, right? I've got cd and path to that folder, which is like typing that in, pasting that in, got us to this location, right? And here, this is where you start your Gemini. This is very important because if you do it in a folder, you want it to work. This is, in theory at least, this is where you give access to for this AI. If you run it from just C drive, Gemini will be able to interact and see your whole C drive, which is not what we want. We want it to go to that folder, and we want to run Gemini there. So here we can be very conversational, right? So I'm gonna say we are going, okay. Okay, I'm being very lame here, but I just don't want to intimidate people who don't know code very well. I want to keep it very low level, very low key. Okay, so you see it's asking me questions. Project is empty, that's true. We're gonna start 2D player setup. Why don't we go with that 2D game? And you know what? I will actually close the Godot, because what happens now is we don't need it, and maybe it will be messing things up. I'm not that experienced with Godot, but I will close it. So I think, yeah, I don't interfere with changes that AI will be making. So it's asking for permission to execute in the directory. I'll agree to that. You see, it's within the directory. It's accessing the project basically, and it's creating some scripts, some code. It's writing code within that project. I didn't say anything yet what I want to do. And I could ask. You can always stop it as well. You can press escape and it will stop the process, as you can see. Escape to cancel. But if I just type it in, it will add the queue with my message, and it will execute on that message as soon as it's done with whatever it is doing now. But I don't want to interrupt it. I don't think it's doing anything bad. It's running a little bit slow, I would say, right now, because maybe it's 1st of May and people have a lot of free time. Gemini is a little bit overwhelmed. We'll see. We'll maybe try other agents today, and we'll see how Codex performs today. It was quite slow yesterday. Okay, so it's doing something. While it does it, I will tell you more about planning and documentation. So there is this planning mode, which is now in every coding platform. It's very important. You activate planning mode and you keep on talking with AI. I mean, don't waste your tokens, but ask it questions, explain, write a lot about what you're trying to do. My way of actually approaching this, I like to brainstorm using audio. So I would record a long message, long recording where I explain the project, explain what I would like to happen within that project. I try to speak knowledgeably about the technical setup, and then I create a transcript from that recording. It might be quite long. I create transcript, and if it's really long, I will ask to condense it without removing any facts, and then I feed it into my AI application and say, create plan based on that. We will do that actually. So here we have a question from CLI. Would you like to? I would do. Okay, I don't know what to choose first. Camera follow. Okay, let's do camera follow. Okay, so it's actually creating something generic. Obstacles. I didn't ask it to do any game. I didn't share any plan what I'm trying to do. I just said I need 2D game. And I guess it's just implementing something standard, like, okay, if it's 2D game, we need camera, we need obstacles, right? So it's doing a lot of assumptions. And if you make documentation, if you make planning, you remove those assumptions. You basically set the boundaries of your idea, which something I didn't do right now. Wow, that's interesting. It already suggests it can add, okay, add UI. It's making a game that is just making things up. I think it's going to be something like a Mario game. I'm surprised it asked me about audio. I wonder where it's taking audio from. Maybe it's just some beeping, What are you? So here's the question I asked it before. I just finished building a foundational 2D project. Okay. All right. Well, so I want to show you how to make a plan, because right now I didn't do any plan, right? So I'll press / and plan, you see, and it tells me switch to plan mode. And now I can write my planning. I can do my planning here. So, typically I dictate. I'll just type as quickly as I can. It will be hard because I know I'm being recorded. So I want a cute game with some, jeez, I cannot type, sorry. Basic mechanics, Okay. Okay, I'll just do that. You know, seriously, this is just to show you how writing the plan works. But plan, like my requirements should be far longer than that. It should even say, you know, what technology I would like to use, what scripts. So you see, based on this plan, it's actually asking me questions. Okay, so it wants to switch top down. Yeah, okay. Do platforming movement, collectibles, basic enemies, interactive blocks. Yeah, all of the above. Do it. And what? Done. Okay. Well, I gave it some work to do, which is maybe not ideal for this tutorial, since we'll be waiting for it. But once it's done, I think we're gonna have a game. We're gonna have Godot game, and I really wonder what it's gonna come up with. Now, again, we are using Godot because it has a lot less code to write. So this is very important. You can, if you want to be more in control of what it does, you can manually accept its actions. I'm gonna go with automatically accept edits, and it's gonna go with that. It's just, you know, it's coming up with, it's writing code and it's making its own assumptions that it's the right thing to do, the right thing to go. And yeah, as you can see, it's writing code. Again, I have no creative control here, but I'm just showing you, the workflow. I mean, I told it to make a Mario game. I was very vague, but let's just say that was my imagination. I want a Mario game, and that was my agency to do something. So I can only imagine, if you are a programmer, this might be so sweet to look at. I'm not a programmer, so I'm trying to understand what I'm seeing. And here's my point. You can actually ask it to explain what it wrote. You can always copy the code and ask it, what is this? What does it mean? Okay, why those digits? Can we change them? You can question everything. Okay? Should I give you an example? Should I prove it to you? I'll show you the game, but trust me, you can take any code it wrote like this and ask, what is this? So I copy it, I ask, what is this? I paste it in, and it will explain. And I say, oh, then no, change this to those values. So it does things for you, and you can work with it. You can keep a lot of, like, you can keep total control, basically. It's your assistant. So I transformed the prototype into a Qt to the platform. This is all what it did. How to play? Look, open your project. So open your Godot. Okay. I opened Godot, and this is my project, right? What did it say? So I don't know Godot, right? And it gives me instructions how to use Godot, basically, to run it. It tells me I need to install something. I should do it. There are dependencies. Oh, no, that's really interesting. This error happened. What I will do is I will take a screenshot of this, okay? And I will go to Godot. I'll go to my CLI, and I will say, I got an error while trying to open the game after it asked me if I want to install the dependency. And what I'm gonna do, like, if I was a programmer, I would explain exactly what it is, but I'm not so sophisticated. So I'm looking for a screenshot on the other screen. Okay, I have image here, and I'm gonna paste it here, so Gemini can see the error. You see, this screenshot is in a location outside of my game directory. So it's really good. It's asking, hey, can I actually access it? Do you allow me to see file outside of the game? Yes. So it's now actually looking at the image, and it addresses it. It's fixing the corruption, you see? So I'll close Godot. So we'll be able to reload this again. And once this is done, I will once again open the game. How long is this recording already? I'm sorry. I kind of thought it would be shorter, but you can skip forward if you want, or maybe you're following along. In any case, leave a comment or in a video, under video, or under or in this document, maybe up to you. So it made changes. So look, if I don't know what's happening, I can ask it, suggest changes. If I press that, I can say, well, actually explain what happened, what was the corruption. I'll say, yeah, I apply those fixes. I trust you that you know what you're doing. At this point, I don't know if it installed those dependencies, but we'll see if it worked or not. If it didn't work, I'll repeat the step. I'll say, hey, we've got this error now. We've got that problem. Okay, so now you see there's this coin that was, I remember the dependency it was asking was some coin thing. Maybe it sounds, or maybe some kind of mechanic that the game was requiring. So it does its magic. And this is very similar to what happens in Unreal. I just feel like it's easier to demonstrate this using Godot. Okay, fixes applied. I tried several fixes. Okay, you see, we can check it. We can try again. Yeah, I'll try now. So I'm telling it what I'm going to do. Okay. It tells me what it did. Please try opening a project, and it should now load correctly. Now, doesn't it feel like it's your coding partner? I think it's a very comforting, nice, warm feeling. I'm opening the game. Let's see what happens. Ta-da! That's our game. Look, we didn't provide any meshes, right? So it just created squares in this icon. So we're gonna go. I think I'm just gonna go play. I don't know how to control it. Oh, look! So I'm using my keyboard. On the mouse, sorry, the space is jumping. And you see, so I jumped on the enemy. I cannot jump on this. So I can only play the game. Arguably, I can play the game, right? It is a game. But it's not done yet, right? There are things to do. There are so many things to do. It's just a starting point. What I can do now is, if I know Godot, I could just maybe, yeah, I'll try to lower it. And I'll try to play again. Right. Let's see if it can, okay. Oh, I'm blocked, okay. What if, okay, enemy cannot destroy me. So there are two issues here, right? Jumping should allow me to jump higher, and enemy should kill me. So this is what I would tell to Gemini right now. So I'll close this. And I will say, game works great. Well done. Well done. Please make it so that enemy can kill me in the game and the game restarts. Let's see how it's going to handle that. And I promise this is the last step of this well, almost. I want to show you a few more things before we finish with Godot. Huh? See, it's working hard on this implementation. Okay, it says that enemies now can kill me, in fact. So, okay. Let's see if we start it. We play it. Okay, I'll just stay here. You see, the game restarted. And let's see if I can still destroy an enemy by jumping on top of it. Yes, I can. So you see, it's a perfect implementation as far as I can see. Yeah, in order to move forward, I can tell now to my AI, can you move this box, or I can move it on my own, right? And as you can see, this level ends very quickly because we didn't specify what we actually want to do, right? But basically, you can ask it anything. You can tell it, okay, let's replace the meshes. Let's make it so that the player is this. I can create my, oh, nice. I didn't know this feature exists. That's awesome. Like I'm so mesmerized by how lightweight Godot is, how easy it is to make games here. So, technically we have a game here, right? And I never packaged the game in Godot, but I could, I guess, instruct Gemini to package this game. So I don't know, it's like a PC game. Okay, so last thing I want to show you, I think it's important in this workflow. Okay, create documentation about this game. Describe the technology used, assets used, licenses, and user manual. Okay, create .md document. MD, it stands for Markdown, and it's basically a text format. So you see, it's writing. It's created this document, which I will show you the game. I will show you the game. This is the game folder, and it created the README MD, which is what it created, right? README MD. And this is all the text that this document contains. So if I ever want to work on this game again, I can tell AI to look into this MD file, and it will learn about it. And I don't need to explain to AI again what the game is, what it does, how to use it, how to run it. Yeah, see, it even has controls. If I want, I can edit text here, and then I can go to my AI and say, I've made some changes to the MD file. Please apply those changes in the game. Like update the game with instructions in the MD file. And for that, I would probably use the plan mode. So we can I would first activate the plan mode, and then I would execute that plan that it created based on that document. I hope that makes sense. Gosh, I'm sorry for being so vague here. Okay, so that really concludes. Let me look at the document again. So we've got planning, documentation. So yeah, I also like to create marketing folder. I would say, I'm not gonna do it, but I would say create a create folder called marketing, and create a simple website or yeah, like a explainer of this game. So this MD file is very technical, right? It can be technical, but I like to create this marketing folder with documents that are just about explaining the game. And I'll show you, I created a game alongside with marketing materials that contain everything. And as the project is growing, the website for it is also growing. I'll show you that in an example of Unreal Engine game. But that really concludes the first segment for Godot. And yeah, I also take screenshots so I can use them on the website, for example. Right. Git commits. Should I just go over this now? You can say to Gemini, create git commit, and well, I'm gonna do it here. Okay, do git commit with message game works. Look what happens now. Just read along. I will open the window here. It's really hot. Okay, so it wants permission. Oh, fatal. Okay, no, it did something. So it's creating a version control. Yeah, so it created Git repository and committed files to this state. It's like a time capsule. So if I make any changes, let's say you're bringing your assets, you're playing with physics, or changing a lot, and if it backfires, you say, hey, go back to the Git commit or the Git state. Or what I do is give me a list of all Git commits. I would type that in. Give me a list of Git commits, and it will give you the list of, that would be one of them, right? Right now I've got only one, and it will give you the full list. And then you say, okay, go back to this one, return to the version with the number. It will give you a number of that Git commit, and that says game works. It will return the state of that game before you messed things up. Maybe not you, something happened and you want to recover to the previous version. All right, execution. I don't remember what I meant by that. I think, okay, you just make the game. And then audits. What I like to do is I like to open maybe like a new terminal with fresh context, or a different AI application. And I want to say, hey, this is the game I'm creating. Review. So again, I'm pointing that different AI into a folder. And I say, hey, I created this game with Gemini. I would like you to check everything and see, like read the documentation, read the marketing materials, read the code, and look at the screenshots and tell me what you think. Are there any code vulnerabilities? Is there a room for improvement? How do you evaluate this project from technical perspective? And it will give you really constructive feedback, most likely. And that's what I call audit. And the more complex the game is, you're dealing with a lot of dependencies and libraries, things that you maybe just you don't know how to even approach this. You don't know what you don't know. And if you ask AI, hey, tell me what I should know about this, but I don't know. Tell me if there are any security issues. Tell me if there are any stability issues. Tell me if I should perform some optimization. If is something stealing resources that's not needed, that kind of stuff. It will investigate. Now there's also, should I add that in? Planning documentation. There are also skills. I will put it here. Planning skills. Skills are MD files that you can download that give this set of rules to your AI. Okay, I'll do it here. Uh, since we work on the Godot engine, please equip yourself with a relevant skill. Now I'm doing lazy way here because I ask it to look at Google and fetch. Oh, it's looking for skills that it can use. And those skills, these are basically, it's a set of rules that inform this AI to the higher extent how this game engine works. You know, so it will tell it more about what is Godot, how it's structured, what it needs, and so on. So it's now, I suppose, looking into bringing those instructions, you know, like skills are basically instructions. These are text files, and it will save it in the project directory, and it will be reading those skills whenever it does anything. And it's a very efficient way of working, and it may eliminate some problems you may have in the future. So, for example, if you write, if you make a website, I would tell it, hey, we need a website. I need skills. I need copywriting. I need to have professional copywriting skills. Now you can look for them on your own and bring them here to your AI, and AI will install it for you. I just did it lazy way here, and it's just looking for it, and it seemed to be taking ages. But skills are useful. To be honest, I feel like those new AIs, they can bring this data autonomously. If you're doing something very specific, very unique, or maybe something company specific, if there's something that's not so broad like copywriting skills or, you know, game engine skills, but if there's something related to your product, to something that's not so obvious, you may want to write your own skills, and you can share it with AI. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here because I don't care. We finished with Godot. Instead, we will open new terminal. I'll close this one. We've done with Godot, right? So we'll get this one terminal now. And we're gonna move on to Unreal, okay? Unreal is, well, I had linked to Unreal, didn't I? No, I don't have any more. Okay, you know what Unreal is. I just want to see their website because I wonder what they're up to those days. I was just complaining on my podcast that they don't really share any news. What are the news? That's old. Yeah. April. Okay, so there are some resources. Anyway, yeah, Unreal is Unreal. It's a powerful platform that it's just so easy to get confused with. I will show you my project and I'll show you how I work on it, okay? Now, this workflow will involve a little bit of difference. We're gonna use this Unreal Engine MCP. It's a bridge between our AI agent and Unreal. We didn't need it for Godot because Godot is very simple and AI can read through that project. It doesn't need so much control, so much penetration of the game engine. It does everything without need for that protocol of communication, okay? Okay, it's still loading. So we don't need MCP for Godot, which is also why I wanted to bring it to your attention. It's that it's maybe good to start with. It's really good to learn, and maybe you will fall in love with Godot because it's very capable. I like Unreal because of the visual quality it gives you, but Godot is amazing also. Anyway, for Unreal, we need this bridge, and in order to install it, you can go to this URL, and it will tell you how to install it. It will tell you to follow those steps. Oh yeah, so wow, it's interesting. So it's on Fab actually. So you can get it from Fab, install it, and it tells you what to do. What I did lazy way. It was late at night, and I was excited because I basically forgot to look if there is MCP server out there for Unreal and or MCP protocol. And I just took this URL and I said, hey, install it for me. And it did. And it did perfectly. And it just works. So, okay, so this is my project. It's loading. And as we are recording, we are also suffering from some lag. Okay, it's a little bit dark. I'll fix the lighting. I did a lot here with AI, okay? A lot. There's just so many interactive features that work because AI made them interactive. There's a lot of features that I took from somewhere else, and I don't think there's shame in that. Oh, it's dark. Okay, because it's a random weather and time. Well, yeah, okay, there are things to fix. It should be launching this with like a random time. Yeah, sorry, I get those. I was messing around with moon, with night cycle, and it's messed some things up. I'll fix it. Well, actually, maybe that's something we could look into. So you see, I have this problem, this issue. I changed something in settings with moon, and I don't know how to undo it. There's also issue here with a light. That's my Augie character. Some light issues. But again, I have problem with night cycle here. Anyway, night should be passing very quickly because right now night lasts only a few minutes. What's really cool is at night there's a lot less people on the streets. Sorry, sound is also messed up. I've been messing around a lot last night, so it's a little bit wonky. Yeah, it's not a good time for a demo. Okay, it's a good use case. I have this problem. It says in my settings for the weather, moon needs to be movable if I'd like to continue, right? I'll take this error. It just triggers all the time. It's really annoyed with it, right? It's probably a big performance issue. Let's fix it with AI, shall we? So we've got this. Once I install the bridge into started, okay, it's running. And I think we can see it in the output log. Yeah, it told me that MCP is running at that address. So we're gonna go to our terminal. Now, like I said, we need to go to the location first. So I'm gonna go to the drive where my project is, and I'm gonna go to the folder where my project is. Let me just fetch it there. Okay, now we're in the folder, and I'm gonna go with Gemini. Now, it's a very simple fix because it's gonna go to settings of that weather plugin, and it's gonna change setting for the moon. No big deal. I don't need a powerful model for that. I'm gonna use Gemini because it's cheap and free, kind of, well, almost free. I'm gonna say, confirm you can communicate with Unreal Engine via the MCP. MCP, yeah. So again, I'm using really human language for this. Yeah, he confirmed that he can use MCP. So what I did here, you see, I navigated Gemini to that location, and I can assume that it can see the folder structure and files of this project. It can even edit those files, but it doesn't exactly know what it's doing because it doesn't talk to the Unreal Engine. With this MCP, it can actually talk to the application, so you can see a lot more. Okay, that's why I care about it so much, and it actually improved efficiency for me a lot, because it would often tell me, "Hey, I changed this, I implemented this, but I need you to edit Blueprint because I cannot access Blueprint." With MCP, it can actually access everything. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't recall. Sometimes it's asking me to go to a Blueprint and double check something, but I hardly ever have to do that. It can access application and the project. Okay. So I'm gonna tell it. I was modifying the system, and now I have this warning, and I paste. I paste this message from output log, the yellow alert message that I had, and I'm gonna tell it, please apply this setting for me. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do just that. So you can see I don't even close Unreal Engine, which was the case when I didn't have MCP, and it did stuff. You see, it's doing things. It's changing the movable setting, not whatever, specifically, right? And it will ask me to do a little compile. Okay, well, it's still doing it. While it's doing it, I want to show you the folder. This is my documentation folder where I have my MD files, and you can see I've got a whole bunch of MD files. I've got document about personality of my my characters, for example. I have got a brainstorming thing. I have roadmap for the project. You see, that's UE5 skills. This is a document that I created for it. Maybe I don't need it anymore. It's an old document. I wanted my AI to understand how to work with Unreal Engine. So I've got those documents, and my AI agent knows about those things. I can even say it, hey, review documentation. And I can say, hey, update documentation, right? If I fix something, if I implement something, it will do it. And I say, hey, update our roadmap and I usually say update relevant documentation. And I usually do it with Gemini because it's free, kind of free. And it's just using a lot of time and tokens to update each document. You know, it's going through every document and applying those changes. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, it tells me I think I can just play it. For now, I'll just, can I clean it? Clear. Okay, so we've got clear message log. Let's see what happens when I play it now. Okay, we've got a day. Hey, maybe that's what was blocking the moon. Hey, the game works a lot faster now. And if I stop it, oh, it still does it. It does it a lot. Okay. I'll tell it about it. Sorry. I'll tell it about it. Hey, okay, maybe I need to, okay, before I do it, I will compile it. I will save it. Here's this little icon in the bottom of the screen. Now let's save it first. Oh. Why is that? Usually that happens because I've got it running somewhere. Okay, that's tricky. It doesn't happen to me very often. I don't know why. Do I run just one instance of Unreal? Yes. Let's close Godot. That shouldn't be an issue for that. But okay, I'll compile it. So compiling it's going through the code that's written but not implemented. Okay, it wrote it now. Let's run the game now. Let's just run it now and see what happens. Yeah, it's still happening. Okay. Okay, we still have this issue. Let's see if I can save it. Again, that never happened before. Okay, I'm gonna tell it that this happens. Hey, the problem still exists. Also, I can't save the project because I'm gonna give it a screenshot actually, so it knows. I hope you still follow. Here. And I'm gonna give it a screenshot that I just took. It's gonna ask me for permission to view it. Yes. Now, it will look into this issue, or two issues, because there are two problems. Uh-huh. While it does it, oh, you see it, okay, something happened there. Okay, explain what happened. Oh, sorry. Explain what happened and okay. And what are you wait. What did you do? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Okay, so you see, you can see my output log. And it said it was too long, which is such a smart thing. It's too much to process, right? So it saved it somewhere, so we can access relevant information instead of reading the whole thing. So it does a lot of things that technically you would need to know to even worry about this stuff. And it really just informs me even how to approach problems like that. So I would have really long output log that I would like to share. And I know now that too long output log will be too much for it to handle. So I shouldn't just copy and paste, right? So as I work, I learn about how those things work. Okay, it's still doing it. I'm trying to read while I speak and while I keep you occupied. But you can read along with me. Okay. Look how informed it is. Look at the level of understanding. So before I send this question, it actually explained it. Um, so I would say yes, but I'm worried it will break something. So I could say, hey, will it break something? But, I don't care because yesterday I did a git commit, and I know that if something goes wrong, I can just go back. So I'm happy to mess around here irresponsibly because things are saved for content recovery. All right, go back to Unreal, save. Oh, because it was actually... that was the reason why I didn't save. There was a zombie background in the process. So yeah, I was right. It was kind of running two Unreal Engine instances at the same time, and it closed it. Okay. So I was right with my guess. So go and save. Saving works now, you see? And let's see if this mobility thing disappeared. So we'll erase those messages so they don't confuse us. It works. Now let's look at our message log. Oh, it keeps running. Keeps running. Okay. Yes, it saved, but the problem of still exists. So you see, this is exactly why I wanted to show you Godot first, because Godot being so much simpler, it's just a lot easier to control. I mean, this project is full of plugins, full of full of things that can go wrong. And maybe in Godot, once you implement complexity, we'll have similar situation. But this project is so massive. I mean, not just with like visuals, but with functionality, with things that happen here. I've got this bar with, here's Augie. You can talk to Augie, and it uses local LLM to speak back to you. And I created this with AI, and there's a thing where, like I said, if it gets dark, if it gets into nighttime, a different overlay of the map fires, and you don't see as many people, and you don't see cars, and the weather changes depending on the time. And all of this was done with AI, and all of this is controlled by some scripts which create complexities. Okay, it's trying to fix our problem. Now, I almost forgot that I'm using the worst model for that. I mean, Gemini 3 is great, but I find that Codex is a lot better. I don't know, I'm not using Codex. I guess I just want to show you the simplest and also most cost-effective use case. I feel like Codex could fix it faster. It's a lot more capable. But I want to see if it's possible to fix it here with Gemini. I don't think it knows what it's doing. I don't know why it's going through all those assets. What is it looking for? What is it looking for? You see, now I should stop it and engage plan mode and say, hey, dude, what are you doing? Do you know? No, that wouldn't be in the plan. I could stop it and ask, hey, what are you doing? but I could say activate plan mode, so /plan, and I could say let's plan approach to fix this problem. Because what Gemini didn't ask me about is, hey, could you look into details panel? So if I go to my dynamic weather, if I go to moon, sorry, I think it's this one. Yeah, I've got my moon thing, and I'm pretty sure I just need to uncheck one of those checkboxes. There is some kind of a conflict. I'm pretty sure that's all what it is. We've got moon over there. Not any. Oh yeah, here. I just, I have some settings that's just too much. Okay, I'm gonna stop it. What are you doing? Look, I want to end this experiment on a good note. It's a 1st of May. I want to go out. Yeah, you see, it wants to, flip the switch. I'm running script to brute force, search for exact prompt name. So you see, that's what I meant. It's looking for that. It's in the ultra weather sky. It did what I guessed it would be trying to do. Gosh, can you hear the birds? They're so loud. Yeah, so we'll be trying to look for that switch. Oh, I think it did it. Oh, yeah, he found it. And maybe it did it. It found something. So you see, it's good to sometimes stop it. It can always continue after I stop it, but don't let it run with full confidence. Sometimes you can question what's happening. Yeah. I thought I would publish this as an audio podcast. I don't think it's going to work. Okay. Fixed. Okay, let's try. Let's clear. Let's save. Let's play. No issues. Where's our moon? Don't see it now. Okay. No issues. Okay. So we fixed that, and we've used just Gemini. I fixed it with the cheapest AI solution I can think of. All right, so we're gonna do another experiment. I'm gonna take this location. I'm gonna take this location. I'm gonna tell it that it worked. Okay, it worked. So it knows it's done, right? Maybe it knows it worked because it can see within the application. So now, when things like that happen, I would say update documentation or create a Git commit and attach message that says something like fix the moon, right? Fixed moon bug, whatever. Yeah, because this is an information that could be useful again in the future. Okay, a new task. Place a cube in this location in the Lelit map test map, although I think it knows what map I'm using. Make the cube use one of the materials we have available. Now, I don't want it to create new material because I don't want to create a mess, but I wanted to create a cube and do something with it. I could even say, oh, create like emissive material and make it bright when I come close to it. Could do that. But this is actual project I work on, so I really don't want to create too much mess. Whoa. Okay, it moved us somewhere. Is there a cube? Okay, so I created a mesh, applied material. I also focused on the viewport. It looked through my viewport. Look at that. And he made a screenshot. Sneaky beasts. Is there a screenshot like that? Okay, maybe there is. I never saw that before. Let me see. I'll check it out. Wait a minute. Wait a sec. Yeah. Oh, I'll show you. It took that screenshot for some reason. Okay, but we don't see anything. I think it's an actor. It's a cube. And I'll say, okay. I see the what is it? Not gimbal, gizmo. I don't see the mesh. By the way, don't worry about spelling because it can figure things out. You don't need to worry about the right English. Okay, it's better to be precise, but if you misspell something, don't worry about it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It used some random. Oh, it still does something. Okay, it's still working, you know. Okay, it moved me here again to this location for some reason. It probably took a screenshot. Yes. And I can see the cube is there. Okay, the material disappeared for some reason. I'll try to recompile to see if something changes. Okay, material is not showing. Now, I'm laughing. I'm not worried about this. Again, this particular model is a little bit clumsy, I would say. But with Codex, there you go. With Codex, I don't think there will be an issue. It hardly ever is. I mean, we get into some problems, but not as often as here now. Wow, it's nicely a little bit emissive. Let's do something more sophisticated. Okay, I see it now. Can you make it play audio when I approach it? Okay, I didn't specify what audio, but I think I'll be able to set it up in my details panel. But maybe it will ask me. In that case, I'll find something. Wave. Ah, let's go with bird noise. Oh, that was fast. Did it actually do it? Wait, I'll compile it. Because I don't see the trigger. You know, when you have a feature like that, okay, I know why. Because I had those things invisible. Like with Augie, I've got this this trigger area. So as a player, I need to get within that area for the sound to be activated. Okay, well, it says it works. I don't think it will. But, and also what audio does it play? Collision, lightning. Okay, well, let's just play it. Okay. Hey, it works. Look, I'm far away. Hey. No, it's not perfect, but it's okay. I'll walk away. It's kind of cool. Look. Okay, it didn't do its job. Again, with Codex, I think it would be a lot smoother, but I don't want to go there now. Problems. There is no trigger. What trigger radius? No, radio or space. Trigger shape I can see. Is it implemented? I mean, I could check myself, but make audio looped. Let me choose the audio in the editor. No, in the details tab. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. I'm kind of glad I'm showing this to you with this less capable model, because that's how you basically go around fixing problems. If I showed you easy way around it, it wouldn't be so impactful, I guess. Impactful? Not impactful. I meant informative. Okay, let's try. Yeah, it works. Look. Whoa. Don't mind that background sound. It's also something I need to fix. I've got too many sounds working in the background. Again, this project is kind of busy. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collapse these. Where do we have the new feature? More level. Where is the audio? Audio sound. Track. Oh dear. Choose indeed audio components. No. Look at the components. Okay. Components. Oh. There is no sound or audio. Well, actor. Audio. What? I don't see it, man. Am I looking in the right spot? Oh, here it is. Ah, okay. Okay. So there we go. We've got radius, and we've got audio file that we can. Okay, it implemented audio link. Mm, that's what's happening. It's a little bit different what I envisioned, but hey, it works. Like, it's amazing. I love it. Maybe I can keep it. Okay, mission accomplished. So imagine you're making a game, you're starting fresh, because obviously I'm running here a game that uses a lot of assets from elsewhere. Like this environment I bought from Megascans, and these are like the NPCs are from the Matrix demo. And you see, I'm using these as assets. I'm using this as something like I don't mind. Like I don't want to create everything from scratch because I will never complete this project. But if you want to create everything from scratch, if you're an artist who wants to create your own models, go ahead. Respect to you. I've tried that when I was starting out, and yeah, I knew instantly that I would finish my project after I'm dead, maybe, because there is not enough. I just would never get it done, basically. So what you can do is start a new project, bring whatever assets you want, set it all up, set up your environment, and then bring functionality either from elsewhere, like I did with, I brought mechanics from elsewhere, mechanics that I didn't want to do on my own. Like this crowd, for example, this crowd is like, I did it on my own initially and it worked. I did it on my own, but it was nowhere near being so refined as it is when I took it from City Sample. And guess how I got it from City Sample? City Sample is a massive project with a lot of dependency and complications. It's really impossible to export a feature without breaking it. It's just so intertwined. It's not a mess, but it's really not transparent with how everything is intertwined. And I explained to AI, hey, I care about those two features. I want pedestrians, and I want, actually, you know what? I said, I just want pedestrians and traffic, and cars. And it deleted everything else. There are some things I kept just in case, but it did that. It cleaned it up so well. I looked online to see if this is if other people managed. People struggle with it so much. Yet I did it with one prompt. When I did it, I asked it to document what exactly it deleted, so I can replicate it in the future. So I created this. Maybe you saw it. I created this document. I think it's like cleanup or something. Cleanup strategy. This is exactly it. This is like a file that I asked AI to create to document exactly what it deleted from the main map. So, if something goes wrong, if I actually end up needing something, I know what's deleted. But also in the future, if I want to do this again, I will just replicate those steps. So I will leave you with that. I hope this was useful. Again, it's like a prototype of this course at the moment. Is it a course? I feel like I'm running over in 1 hour now. I don't know how long this recording is at this point. I don't. But yeah, I'm gonna publish, and at some point I will upload maybe more refined version. Depending on the feedback, I will keep this one up to date, and I will see what it goes. I would like to thank you for your attention. Again, subscribe to my podcast, and you can see this document in the video description. Click on it, request access permission, and I will let you in, and you can put annotations here, or you can just leave comments in under YouTube video. It's up to you. I will keep this document updated anyway, but you can have this Google Doc. Thank you, and I'll speak to you soon. Good luck, and let me know how you do.